Good afternoon. It's Wednesday, which means it's live day. And look who we've got. The gorgeous giraffe herself, Doutzen. Giraffe. Of course she is a Friesian horse. She's not a giraffe. But you like to behave like a giraffe every now and again, don't you, Dow? So welcome to anybody, whether you're joining live, whether you're joining this on catch up. We're going to head out for a nice little gentle mooch down the road. But we thought we'd start in what I in the spring call the Bluebell Woods. So these are the woods at the top of the farm. Hi Karen. And because we're getting to that time of year where all the colours are changing, the leaves are changing, and the landscape is looking stunning, we thought it would be quite a nice place to start today's hack. So Dow doesn't come up here very often with me on her back, but she does come up here when she's on free reining. Those who don't know, we have a number of our horses that just free rein around the yard and around the farm. And this is one of their favourite tracks to come to. Hi Monique. It's a little bit squidgy at the moment because we had quite a lot of rain last night. Now I'll just show you this over here because this is a fantastic stack of wood that has all been split up by two of our lovely volunteers, Katharina and Gertrude. We've borrowed Tony's wood splitter, and this is the beautiful cherry tree that was chopped down from the Hoytzers Highway. And it's all stacked up there neatly, ready to be covered. Hi Lindsay, you've made it for a hack out. Lindsay, some of you will know, came and visited us last week. We had a number of Lindsays. It was great. Anyway, let me show you a little bit of the view over here. I'm just going to turn you round. I'm going to be in trouble now because it's all a bit muddy down here, and Anne and Frey got Doutzen looking beautiful with very shiny toes, and I've made them all muddy now. But let's just enjoy that view for a minute. Anyway, I hope you're all having a good Wednesday. If you're having a stressful day, just join me and Dow for the next, I don't know, half hour, hour. Depends how long I talk for and how far we go and whether the rain holds off. And just come and relax with us out round the lanes. Hi Jay. So we're going to head down through the yard. We'll go and see who's down there. So we've got Molly, Frey and Anne of Fran in today. And for those of you who've asked about Frey, because she's not posted her Frey Day videos for a while, she's fine, but just bear with us. There's a few things going on. So the videos have been a little bit more sporadic than usual. Hello Farah. But hopefully some of you will have seen the one that uploaded first thing this morning, and we have another one that will hopefully go on later tonight or the following morning. There's always so much to share with you all. Hi Thomas, hi Ange, hi Ron, Dow, Ange says hello. So in the friendship barn there, little Hidda's enjoying a bit of time under the solarium. Is he? Oh, is his solarium still on? I can't see. I think it is. He's hiding in there in the darkness. You can't quite see. Hello Maria. You love horses. Well, you're on the right channel because we love horses and we love all animals. And look, Dow is having a chat to Iceman. Don't know whether there'll be any squealing. Oh, there's squealing. Of course there's squealing. It's Doutzen. So Iceman, many of you will know, that he's off to veterinary vision up in Penrith tomorrow to have an assessment. If I can, hold on, let me uncover your eye. Iceman, sorry, did I put the phone too near to you? I can't get close. Sorry, Iceman. No, you're not sniffing her bottom, honestly. Let me try and move his forelock. Come here, darling. Come here, let me move your forelock. Now, you can just see under there the sarcoid on his eye. And this is what's growing. Sorry, bad filming. This is what's growing far too quickly. And as we've experienced over the years, what happens if they're not treated regularly or quickly, it's really, really important that we get this dealt with. Hello, Mr. Fake. Nice horse, sell me this. Okay, I'm not going to sell you any of them because we're a sanctuary. So they're all here for the rest of their days, and just we do whatever we can to give them the very best lives. So Iceman, as I say, is going up for surgery tomorrow, up with Chris Dixon up at Veterinary Vision to remove that sarcoid. And if you want to hear more about that, then obviously if you just check out our channel, we'll put regular updates. Anyway, there's Molly over there with Hannes, who was the very first one that we had with all the issues with sarcoid. And if we'd listened to everybody and the vets, he wouldn't still be here today, because he's had some very rare, well, he had a rare one inside his eye. It was a conjunctival sarcoid. And thanks to all of you, we were able to get him through the treatment. And he's still here today, living a lovely life. He's just had time with you, Molly, in Bessie's barn, hasn't he?
Yeah, you've had lots of love.
Under the solarium, having a clean up and a replat. So his eye requires daily management, but I think he's quite happy with life. Unless anybody tries to steal his food, then he's not very happy with life or happy with people.
Can we show his beautiful plaits?
We can show his beautiful plaits that Molly's been doing this morning. Oh, they do look gorgeous. Oh, you're getting lots of love hearts on the screen, Hannes. He is a very handsome boy and he has a big fan club. But it wasn't very polite of him to share his eye sarcoids with Iceman. But we'll forgive him. And look, we've got an Anne over there, an Anne of Fran.
Hi, everybody.
Have you got a microphone? You have.
I was given a microphone
You
back for...
Yeah, but you were given a microphone. Is that because you've got something important to say?
No, not really.
Really?
No.
But you usually have something important to say.
I feel I should have something important to say, but
Nothing's coming to mind.
No.
No.
Shame, really, isn't it?
Oh, that's sad.
But I'll save something for next time.
Okay, for maybe when we get back.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're still here, because it depends how long I go out for. Jay says, hi, Anne, good to see you in your pink boots.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I know. And the thing is, they don't get very dirty either.
Well, you're clearly not doing enough work. Oh, I'm joking.
Probably true.
I am joking. No, but you've cleaned tack this morning. You've poo-picked.
I've poo-picked.
You haven't done any pressure washing?
No, I haven't, because that was done by somebody else.
I know.
Before me.
There's lots of messages being held for review today, and I don't know. Oh, that's why. It's quite a rude message. Yes, so whoever put that about boys' private parts can keep it to themselves.
We're not interested.
No, we're not interested.
We're not that sort of a place.
No, we're not.
Thank you.
Yes, so you can just disappear off to another channel.
Yes.
Ange, it's very close to the eye, keeping fingers crossed for ice and all goes well. Sweet, lovely Hannes. Hi, Anne. Yeah. Ange says hi.
Hi, Ange.
It is very close to his eye, which is the worrying thing. Monique, boss speaking. Boss speaking?
Okay.
Oh, is that me? Am I the boss?
You're the boss.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh. I wish somebody had told me that a while ago.
Yes, you're the boss.
No, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in boss and staff.
Sometimes we call Tracey, sometimes I call Tracey boss, and it's not well received.
No, it's not. I get very upset.
You do.
And then I go and cry in a corner. Anyway, I'm going to boss you now. Do us a favour, open the gate for me. Yeah, thanks. Bye, Molly. See you in a bit. Don't know how long I'll be. I'll be back at some point today.
I think it's lovely that you're just going for a little wander round.
It is.
And just
Hello,
see.
Lorna. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing. As I say, I make it up as I go along.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Here's
Oh,
Michael.
look, we've got a Michael. Oh, he's
Hi.
back. I'm amazed that Michael's come back, given that he was doing really, really unpleasant jobs yesterday.
Bloody good. When it stops raining, I turn up.
Yeah, nobody can hear you, Michael, but yeah, when it stops raining, Michael turns up.
And in a t-shirt.
You're in green today.
It's cold.
This is one of Troy's. Look how baggy it is, but I get all his hand downs, you see.
Well, that's good.
Who's Troy?
My son.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Should have known.
Yeah, you could give Michael a microphone and then he can tell
There you
everyone
go,
what he was
Michael.
doing. And no,
Michael,
he's going. Oh, you're a spoil sport. You weren't here for the live this morning.
I'm busy now.
Oh, honestly.
Oh,
Right. Jay
Can't-
says hi.
can't rely on them, can you?
No, can't rely on any of these. Yeah, anyway, right. Anyway, look, Annie's up there looking thoroughly miserable because she's on babysitting duties today for little Rainbow Man who's up there.
Oops, sorry.
Anyway, I'm faffing lots. Oh, Anne! No, it goes the other way.
Oh, well, I keep doing it that way. For some reason,
It's very confusing. Do we need to put a little push sign on it?
just for me.
Yeah.
The old girl.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Have a lovely time.
Thank you very much.
See you
Have a
later.
lovely time back here.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, bye. Oh, Ron, your video posts make my day more pleasant. Well, I'm glad, because you know, that's what we try and do. Just give you the chance to switch off from whatever's going on in your life that maybe isn't going the way that you want it, or the things in the world that just don't bring a lot of happiness. So the idea is you just come out, join us and the horses and have a nice time. And even if you can only switch off from the real world for half an hour, that's all you need to do, just to reset your mind. Hello, Kim. Thank you, I did get your email about the Lucillin. Kim is brilliant. She always sends us boxes full of Lucillin spray, which is great antibacterial that we use on the horses for all sorts of things. Hi, Paul. Anyway, we'll have a little mooch down the road. We'll go down the hill now and we'll go and see what Mr. Dixon's doing down there. Because, as you can see, the boys aren't in their turnout because Hannes, Iceman and Uber are up at the yard because we had a little bit of stone left over from Hoytz's Highway and Drommy's Drive, which are the two tracks that we've had put in two of the fields up by the yard. And so it made sense to put it to good use. And one of the things down here, well, anywhere, in any gateway, it gets very high traffic around those areas. And when it starts to get wet, the gateways get really boggy. And although the boys have got their lovely all-weather turnout area and their shelter for the winter, we noticed last winter that where they come from the field into their turnout area was getting quite churned up and they weren't that keen to walk through it, especially Hannes. So Tony's been very busy this morning, scraping off some topsoil and getting some stone down there. Hello Jodie, your horse is gorgeous. How many hands? Well, Doutzen is about 16 or 1 hands high. Are you doing your giraffe impression again? Sorry, it's because I'm not riding you properly. I tend to be a little bit of a passenger when I'm doing a live stream. Hello Maria. Oh, thank you, that's really sweet. Hi Tracy, I saw your video where you had your hair down. You're a knockout, beautiful. Well, that's very kind of you. Very sweet. It's not down today. Oh, Doutzen's saying, I'm not quite sure about going in here. Look at all those little love hearts coming up on the screen. Shall we go and see what's happening in here? Come on down, we can be brave. Good morning, Drea in Canada. Clara, no, I'm not going to canter because the ground's a little bit wet and soggy. Anyway, we're here in the boys' turnout area that you all helped us to create last year. And as you can see over here, might get a little bit noisy, just through the gateway where they often come running down for their breakfast. Oh, Dow, she says it's very exciting. It's very exciting. You're okay, darling? Go on. That's okay. She doesn't do anything silly. She's just having a little look, as if you've never seen a digger before. And this is where it's really important. You know, I just stay calm because I know that she shouldn't be fussed about it. And she just has to stand here until she finds the relaxation. Hello, Jamie. Lovely to see you on here. Kim Drummy was before my time. I saw him on the calendar and he had a wonderful mane. He had the very best mane. It was beautiful with lots of auburn highlights, like Doutzen's got in her forelock, but a really long mane. And that's why down in the orchard over there, he's got a copper beech tree. Because I thought that was the most apt tree for him to reflect those beautiful colours in his mane. So that's our calendar, our 2025 calendar. So with it being 1st of October, Frey always does a little post just to tell you who's on the calendar for the month. And I'm pleased to say that our 2026 calendar will be available very soon. Jay, you're right, Drommy was the most beautiful stallion. Hello Linda, thank you. We will have a grand day. We are having a grand day because the rain stopped. Hi Tara, we've got another guardian angel. Anyway, you can see Tony's nearly finished there. And that's going to be a much nicer area for the boys over this winter. Doutzen, can you not do that, darling? Can you not? So yeah, he's just levelling it all out, making it nice and smooth. But I'm going to leave him in peace to do that. And I'll take you a little bit further down the road where it's nice and peaceful and Doutzen's not getting all upset. I should have made you stand there really until you relaxed, because that's what you're supposed to do when there's a high pressure. Anyway, Asia, can you trot or canter soon? Well, I don't know that it's going to be one of those kind of hacks today, because the ground is quite wet and I don't want to go churning it up and I don't want Del slipping. So we're probably just going to keep it walk. We might have a little bit of a trot on the lanes. We certainly won't canter on the lanes. So yes, sorry to disappoint anyone who was looking for a faster ride. You know, if you head over to the channel, there's lots of faster rides on there. They're a little bit older because we don't do quite so many of them now. But there'll be ones where we've been out galloping down the beach or galloping through the fields. Thank you. So this is the other gateway that's going to be done. But obviously, because we had quite a bit of rain last night, there's a big puddle there. So we need that all to drain first before we get stone in there. But I'll just take you into the girls' area, which hasn't changed much since I last year. We do have a little portaloo that got delivered by Warings the other day, and that's all in preparation for when guys turn up to start getting the building in place. So here's the area all ready. And on Friday, we'll have all the machinery arrive, all the stanchions, and all the concrete panels, which are all up for sponsorship. So for anybody who would like their name emblazoned on one of the concrete panels that are going to form the overall structure of the building down here for the girls, that is going to make a difference to all their lives, you can do the Fund Me page and looking at the details how to do that. Hi Lynn, hi Bessie. Jay, are you still having the girls' house delivered? Heard there is a big storm heading, Storm Amy. It's still arriving as far as I'm aware. So it's arriving on Friday. Unfortunately, the weather doesn't look great for next week, but hopefully that will change. But yeah, the plan is for build to start next week. So it's just delivery on Friday and the build isn't starting till Monday. Asia, do I do lives often? Well, Wednesday is our live day. So we tend to do a morning feeding routine live. And we do that on a Saturday as well, myself. We do some random lives every now and again, just depending on what's going on with our live and all of the horses. So everything that we do is really just sharing life as it happens. Clara, your horse is so beautiful. What's his name? Well, Doutzen is a girl. And I just gave you her name, Doutzen. People think that she's a boy. So we're just coming past the memorial orchard here. What else we got? What am I missing? Paul, you're absolutely right. Doutzen is the live hack today. Although a lot of you will know that Renska's done them over the years. But Renska was found to be struggling with a bit of arthritis in her front feet earlier this year. So we've had them medicated and she's had a bit of an easy time looking after her niece, Nika, who's been struggling with her white line disease in her hoof. And so Ren lost a bit of fitness, but I'm pleased to say that I've been doing some groundwork with her. I'll be doing a little bit again when I get back. And just working on building those muscles again so that maybe we can go for some gentle little poodles down the road again. Good morning, Nancy. Lovely to see you on here. And thank you to everybody who's joining. As I always say, whether I can see your name or not, because I know not everybody is in a position to comment or likes to comment, and that's absolutely fine. It's just nice to know that you're coming along and enjoying this beautiful view of Lotson's Neck through her ears and this lovely countryside that we're blessed to live in. Maria, why is Nero called Rainbow Boy? Is he gay? I had a gay duck. Oh, cool. Well, you know, Frey and I often say that Nero is our LGBTQ representative, as well as one of our disabled residents. So I don't know whether he's gay. He's certainly not interested in the girls, so who knows? He's not particularly interested in the boys, so maybe he just hasn't got those hormones yet. You know, some are more hormonal than others. You know, Hoytzer, Hidder and Uber are all very hormonal. As is Inna. So she sometimes behaves like a stallion. What have I missed? Tara, what was Tony doing? Sorry, I missed that explanation. Tony is in the boys area because we had a bit of stone left over from the two tracks, Drommy's Drive and Hoytz's Highway. So it made sense to go down and make the entrance to their area from the field a little bit firmer, because we noticed last winter it gets very boggy by the gateway. So he very kindly beamed down there, scraped off the topsoil, and he's putting that stone down in the entrance to make it a little nicer for them coming in and out. And he'll be doing the same, hopefully, in the orchard once that dries out a little bit. Paul, you're absolutely right. Sorry, I should have gone on to say that. The reason that Nero is called Rainbow Boy is purely because when he arrived, and it was quite traumatic getting him here in the first place, because, you know, he was going to be put down and there was dramas with the transport company, all sorts of things. But when he did finally arrive, there was a rainbow over the whole farm that sat over the horse box as he came up to the yard. So it only seemed right to call him Rainbow Boy. And the name stuck. And in fact, it ended up that he headed over to Rainbow Equine over in Yorkshire to have his hock treated, which was the reason he came to us in the first place, because he was so badly lame with problems with that hock. Oh, Maria, you remember when Nero arrived? Yeah, I think that's when a lot of you found. Oh, look. Oh, it's a little lively cow. Hello, moo cow. You're very curious. Do you want to say hello to Doutzen? Do you want to say hello to Dow? I think you're going to be a little bit scared of Dow. Have you not seen a horse before? You're very pretty colour. Oh, I do like cows. Maybe one day, when we've got all our tracks in place, maybe we'll get a couple of cows. Quite fancy the idea of a couple of little Dexters. Little black cows. Anyway, thank you for all the little love hearts appearing on the screen. I would imagine that they're for that gorgeous little cow that was just having a dance on camera for you. Oh, Dow, where should we go? Right, we can either do a little loop round here and then head back up the hill, or I can take you round the village. I think we've got time. What is it, 2:30? They are Jubba's sized cows, Karen, aren't they? Yep, you're right, Jay. The cows do have to be black, just as our sheep are. So yeah, let me know. Do you want me to take you down the main road and loop back through the village, or just loop round here and head back up the hill? Hi, Katie. Glad you could join us. I'm quite happy to keep going if it's dry. Maybe, Grace, you wish that you were doing this. Well, you can just sit back, relax, and pretend that you are. Jay, loop round the village, please. Okay, that's 1 vote for the village. If we get 3 votes for the village. Oh, Kim, second one for the village. We'll do that then. Yep, everyone's going for village. It was funny because before I came out, we were having our lunchtime coffee, and Anne was asking me where I was going. Thank you. Thank you, Katie. Anywhere is fine, but it looks like the village is winning. I'm just going to show you this because it's very pretty. And I was saying, you know, I worry that everyone's going to get bored of going around the village. I never get bored of going around the village, no matter how many times I do it. So I should realise that none of you are going to get bored with either. But you know, we like to keep it varied. Dow, are you happy to go around the village? She seems happy. So we'll do that. Never get bored on hacks. Thank you. So yeah, as usual, I'll just waffle away about anything. But if there's anything that you want to know about, bored with the village, never. No, I know, I get it. Okay, I get it. Yeah, if there's anything you want to know about or you want me to have a chat away about, then just let me know. Jamie Dow suggested a coffee. Yeah, I had a coffee before you went, and if I had another coffee, then I might need a ladies' break. You know what I mean. Hi, Inika. Hi, Nemo. Lindsay, the village is stunning, isn't it? It's all stunning around here. We're so lucky. The village is pretty. You do like the bridleways as well. Well, I was originally planning to take you on a bridleway, but because we had so much rain last night, I just thought it's not a good time. But there is one in particular that at this time of year, it's so pretty. And in fact, I think there's a longer video on the channel of me taking Renska through there. It might even be a couple of years ago in the autumn, and the colours are just beautiful. But maybe if the weather's nice to us next week or even the week after, we'll be able to take you through there, because the other thing is, the other reason I didn't want to go on it was because last time I went it was very, very overgrown. How's the, oh. No, I couldn't possibly do an Anya in front of a shop. That would be shocking. We leave that sort of behaviour to Anya. I don't think I would be welcome in the village if I started doing that. For anyone who doesn't know what an Anya is, Anya has a habit of peeing or putting droppings outside some of the eating places in the village. Sorry, we've just got a couple of cars coming. Nemo's being naughty. Shocking. Cheeky little Nemo. That's Inika's dog, for anybody who's not sure. Anyway, we've got a little bit of main road to go down. I know it's not a main road in many of your eyes, but it's quite a busy road for us. It's a little bit faster than some of the lanes, but we are lucky that the drivers tend to be very respectful. So we'll go down, maybe go along Barngarth and then head up through the centre of the village. Jay, have I thought of bitless for the horses? Well, I've ridden Doutzen quite a few times bitless, just in the head collar or the pressure halter, and you know, she's absolutely fine with it. I mean, it's interesting because I actually don't even have a contact on her mouth, but she tends to, when I'm not riding her properly and I'm just a passenger, she does tend to throw her head and neck around quite a bit. So yeah, I'm not adverse to bitless, and I think, you know, if I were ever to train a horse from scratch again, I would straight away start with bitless. But the way, you know, the way that I ride and the way that we do the groundwork, you know, it's all about that connection to your hand. So whether that's through the head collar that we use for groundwork or whether it's through the mouth, it's not about sort of pulling them around. But yeah, I think things are changing in the equestrian world, and it will get to the point where one day we won't be putting bits of metal in horses' mouths, and people will learn more about training them through understanding. Sorry, what have I missed? It's the Raceway Road, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It can get a little bit busy sometimes. Hello, Letta. Hi, Diane. Linda, do you know what year the village was established? It's quite beautiful. In America, we do have pretty countryside, but the villages there are so pretty. Well, I know, was it 10 years ago that it was 800 years of the celebration of the signing of the Magna Carta, and Knight William Marshall commissioned the building of the Priory Church in the village. But I'm not quite sure what was here before that. I'm not very good on history, so people can tell me, but I don't retain it very well. So don't take what I say as fact. And the only reason I know that is because Drommy, who I was talking about earlier, Drommy and myself were invited to be a part of the Magna Carta celebrations. As I say, I think it was about 10 years ago. And they had a big medieval event in the village to celebrate, as I say, the signing of the Magna Carta. King John, I think it was. So Knight William Marshall was King John's most trusted knight, and he was gifted Cartmel village by King John, but actually never got to come and visit the village. So even though he commissioned the building of the priory, he never visited. So it was a big thing when I dressed up as Knight William Marshall, and Drommy was my trusty steed, that it was, you know, banded as the first time that William Marshall got to visit Cartmel, his own village. So it is ancient. There's a lot of history there, but as I say, I'm probably not the best person to tell you about it. Good morning, Robert in Texas. It is beautiful scenery. Hi, Ruth. And sorry to anybody whose messages I'm missing. Oh, Doutzen, they've put a new 30 on the road. Is that very frightening? Go on, you can walk over it. It's not that scary. Go on. There we go. We'll go round it. Somebody painted a fresh 30 on the road. And because, as I say, I'm riding one-handed, I'm a little bit of a passenger today. I am in control, I promise. But Doutzen doesn't listen to me quite as well as she would usually if I'm riding two-handed. Sorry, I will look at comments in a minute. Thank you. She knows what she can get away with when I'm not focusing 100% on her. Diane, I think you've given a little bit of history, so rather than me read that out, I'll let everybody read that. Asia, do I show jump? No, I don't. Well, I have done over the years. I've done jumping, dressage, all sorts of things. But no, I don't anymore. But Doutzen actually is a very good jumper. She's naturally built for jumping, and she has done various bits over the years. As I say, Diane, I'm going to let everybody read your comments about history. Hello, Peg. Lovely to see you on here. Robert, it reminds you of Montana, does it? Wonderful. I've not been to Montana myself. Anyway, let's have a little mooch through the village. Look at the beautiful colours on here. Don't you just love spring and autumn? Spring brings all those fresh colours, all the new growth, nice and bright greens, and then this time of year brings all those autumnal colours, those rustic colours. Hello, David. Tara, I agree. I love autumn. The only reason I don't love autumn as much as spring is because winter follows it. But thanks to all of you, our winters are getting much more bearable, because obviously so many of you have helped us improve all the facilities at the farm. You know, I used to absolutely dread winter coming because it was so difficult. I manage all the fields, manage how mucky they were getting, all the rugs, whereas you've helped us get them all new rugs over the last couple of years. You've helped us provide better facilities where they can be out of mud. And obviously the campaign we're working on at the moment for the girls' turnout, you know, we've got a way to reach the target for that. But with the support of some of our wonderful sponsors, we've at least been able to go ahead for now with getting the building ordered in and here. But the idea is that we look to have as many of you as involved as possible, so that you know that it's your sanctuary as well. You know, it's a place that you've all helped build or rebuild or just improve over the years. I think the boys are going to be slightly envious of the girls, but I do have a plan to improve the boys' area in the future with some more tracks, but we won't go into that now. Thank you, Jeffrey. That's very sweet of you. Ruth, I like that question to Jamie. Have you got Friesian withdrawal symptom? Jay, you've got a glorious yellow leaf tree. I can see out of my window, glorious. Yeah, you can't beat the colours this time of year. And look, Doutzen even has a yellow saddle pad. It's not quite an autumnal yellow, but it's getting that way. What's that, Robert? Fly into Helena, the state capital, and begin your visit there. Well, if I ever get the chance to visit over there, I will make note of that. Hiya. Oh, Tara, you're right. Doutzen sunflower colours or Dijon mustard. Hello, Christian. Where are we? We're in England. We're in the north of England, in the southern tip of the Lake District National Park. Just outside, well, we're actually just walking through a little village called Cartmel, which is an absolute gem on the southern part of the Lake District. Hiya. And our farm, our sanctuary, our Friesian sanctuary is exactly 1 mile from the village. Thank you, Robert. I am having a good day and I hope you are too. Oh, Christian, you're in Romania. Well, I hope the weather's a little brighter there than it has been here. What's that, Jay? Not in the winter in Montana, occasionally minus 50 degrees. Oh, gosh. Katie, thank you for reminding everybody to like. We love to see all those little hearts appearing on the screen. There's that beautiful Priory Church, commissioned by William Marshall all those years ago. And it is, if you ever get the chance to come to Cartmel, it is the most stunning building to go and have a look round. But there's so much to see in Cartmel. You know, you've got the Mallard tea rooms that I've just gone past, the vintage shop, Unsworth's Yard here, where you've got Oscars, you've got the Wine Snug, you've got a cheese shop, pizza. They play live music throughout the summer. And then we've got Hale's Ice Cream Shop that has more ice cream flavours than I think probably any other ice cream shop around. Yep, you're right, Katie, it is the home of sticky toffee pudding, Larch Tree, which is a wonderful gift shop that has the most unusual and unique gifts in there. And then we have one of Simon Rogan's Michelin-starred restaurants. He has 2 here. And then we're just going to go over River E. It's looking very pretty and autumnal at the moment. It's sunny over there at the moment. Let's hope the Russians don't invade you. But I'm sorry, we're not going to talk about things like that because the idea here is you switch off from the awful things that are happening in the world that we can't do anything about. Just have a little bit of an escape for a while. Anyway, there's Cartmel Coffee. They do great breakfasts and coffee. The Priory Hotel. What else am I missing? Perfect English. Again, they have beautiful things in there. Yep, but as Jamie said, you know, it's about keeping strong, manifesting for good things to happen. So, sorry, I don't want to dismiss all the awful things that do go on in the world, but equally, the idea is that we switch off from them just for a little while. Anyway, we've been past the Cartmel Sticky Pudding Shop, which is there, and Cartmel Square B&B. And then we're going to head past the little race course. It's one of the smallest race courses in the country, owned by the Holker Estate. And then we'll head back up on Greenbank Lane, where you can enjoy a little bit of hearing Doutzen clip-clopping on the road. Maria, that's why I come here and watch your videos, to get away from politics. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, Maria. And as I say, it's not because I want to dismiss anything that's going on in anybody's life that is causing them upset or harm. It's just about bringing that little bit of peace and sanctuary, that escape. Asia, do you own one horse or more than one? Well, the sanctuary takes care of 15 Friesians, a couple of ponies, a couple of sheep. So I kind of consider them that they own me more than anything else. They own us. So we're all here for them. And what they give back to us just through their own natural energy is absolutely priceless, and it's why we need to give them the very best lives that we can. We've brought these horses, all these animals into the human world, and it's only right that we care for them as well as we can. Jay, who doesn't like toffee pudding? I have to admit I don't. But that's not to say, I get why people like it. For me, it's pure sugar, and I don't use sugar. But we won't go over that. Oh, Doutzen, it's a bit of roadworks, honestly. I do love clotted cream. In fact, I had clotted cream in my coffee today. Doutzen says there's lots of very reflective orange people up there. Are they quite scared, darling? Eh? Because you've never seen anybody in a high-vis jacket before, have you? Doutzen. We'll just give you a minute. Look, they've stopped the noise. Not that the noise should bother you. Right, down, come on. Off we go. Off we go. Christine, you're here to escape life's worries as well. So let's all just escape life's worries. Welcome to the little bubble. We call it the Cartmel bubble. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. People are very considerate around here. Oh, it's very frightening, isn't it, Doutzen? Thank you very much. Christian, Doutzen is a girl. Lots of people think she's a boy. Katie, you're absolutely right. I think Nero would have been absolutely traumatised by what was going on there. But if I'd had him with Annie, I would have just stopped, given them a chance to take it all in and relax. Sorry, Jay, am I being sarcastic? Sorry, I don't mean to. Well, no, I do mean to. And I know everyone says that sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. But yeah, it comes quite naturally to me. Yeah, there was a lot of orange, and she should be okay with that, given that her colours are yellow. Anyway, we're past it all. But yeah, maybe I should go and hop on Annie and bring Nero down, just to see whether he can cope with everything that's going on down there. And I will do, but the time's kicking on, and the days are getting shorter. Nero would have other ideas. Bless him. I do need to try and get him out this week, although I'm not quite sure when I'm going to do it, because tomorrow, obviously, I've got Iceman up at the vet's in the afternoon. Christian, no, it's not a football field, although actually, no, they do play football in the middle of the track at the weekends. It's actually a little race course. And then the local football teams play games there at the weekend. I think they do cricket there as well in the summer. Anyway, Dow's a little more settled. Now we're on the road back home. We'll get lots of nice colours going up this lane. Yeah, Katie, Nero is doing better, but I haven't been able to get him out as much as I would like. Maybe, depends what goes on tomorrow morning, I might be able to get him out in the morning. And obviously Friday, I'm probably not likely to, because A, because there's a storm coming. B, I've got a visitor, Charlie Doutzen, who's with me for the morning. So who knows? If it clears up in the afternoon, maybe I will. If not, maybe Saturday. I don't like to make promises on these things because, Doutzen wants to have a trot. Should we do that? Because I did promise everyone. There's me just letting her do her own thing, but that's okay. Doutzen and I know each other very well, don't we, Dow? We'll give everyone a little trot. It is a nice stretch of road to do that. She's got the most beautiful trot. It's a little bouncy at times, but then Friesians do tend to be. She's got the very best canter. I always say it's like being in a car with the best suspension. She could gallop over the most uneven ground and it would feel like she's flying. But sorry, I'm not giving you a canter today. Kim, orange is the only Dutch word I know. That's quite funny. Thank you for all that positive energy towards Iceman for tomorrow. I know that when I see Chris Dixon, he's going to, give me all the doom and gloom of all the things that could go wrong, and the fact that it's very close to the eye and he's not able to guarantee get all the sarcoid cells. And I get that. I know the risks and I know why he needs to tell me about them, but it's not going to stop us going ahead. because he has all brilliant microscopic equipment. He did an amazing job on Hannes. And I know it can go wrong, and I know we run the risk of aggravating the area to a point that it could become more aggressive. But it's a risk that I'm prepared to take for him, because if we don't do anything about it, then it's going to grow so big and actually affect the movement of his eye. So that's why I'm so grateful to all of you who've contributed towards that, so that we can get the treatment done very quickly. Maria, your horse with the hoof problem stood with her foot in a bucket for over 20 minutes. Gleefully, it cracked me up. Yeah, and you know, she is the sort of horse that if it wasn't comfortable for her, she would be the first to kick the bucket over and tread on the bucket and break it. She's been stood in warm water again today, and then Molly repoulticed her. And we've got some hoof disinfectant that's arriving today. Hopefully it's there when we get back, that we'll use to put in the warm water and let her stand in that every time we change her poultice, and it'll all help with making that a healthier area. Ruth, have you forgotten Friday is a momentous day? I will never forget that Friday is a momentous day. I've got all the cameras charged. I'm ready to go with the filming. I will probably be up. I probably won't sleep. I'll probably be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, up my ladder, getting the cameras all set up, making sure that we're ready. It's more than a momentous day. It's something that I've dreamed of for the last 20 years, having a building down there. Never ever thought that it was going to happen. And thanks to all of you wonderful people, our wonderful community, it is now happening. So yeah, it's more than momentous. And I don't know whether I'm in a little bit of denial until I see it actually going up. But I was saying to Anne earlier, she's like, we're going to have a drink when it's done. We're going to have a party. We're going to have an opening party like we did for the Hoytster and Jumper's house. Peg, is this a beautiful interlude to your working day? I'm glad. What was up with the NHS, Katie, and not getting the medication? Well, I'd heard, and Sam had heard, that BCG injections were no longer available for veterinary use. And when he went to Professor Nottenbelt, they said, well, actually, they are available now, and this is our preferred route. So Sam ordered it, paid for it, and then Professor Nottenbelt's office came back to us and said, really sorry, but we've just been told by the NHS that they can't provide it, and they can't give a timescale for being able to provide it, so they've offered a refund. And I know somebody had said about going privately, but that was, you know, it wasn't a free NHS drug, it was being done privately to get that supply, and I believe for whatever reason that it needed to come through the NHS. But I also know that although there's no scientific evidence, there can be side effects to the BCG injections, and I just look at it that it's obviously not the right route for him at this stage, and it's the world telling us that we need to go for surgery. And you know, who knows, if it starts to come back, then maybe we go down the chemo route or the BCG injection route, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Thank you, Christine. Kim, you're right, we can't live in hindsight. You can only do the best you can. Inika, of course Nika's a smart girl. You see, she's your namesake, of course she's smart. Lindsay, what's the start time on Friday? Well, I actually spoke to Veterinary Vision earlier, and originally we were going for the initial assessment at 3 o'clock, but we're now going there for 2 o'clock. So he'll sedate him, have a look at the whole area, and then he'll come and tell me what the options are, tell me all the doom and gloom, what the positives are, what the negatives are, and then we'll decide a course of action. And I'm hoping that the surgery can go ahead. He's cleared the afternoon diary so that if it's appropriate, it can do. But it will be long surgery, so we'll be up there for a while. Katie, will you be seeking the medication for Iceman following the surgery, or is the medication not available for horses at all? Well, I think we'll look at where we are once we've been to Chris Dixon, and it's likely that what he'll do is he'll send off some cells from around the area that he removes the sarcoid to see what cells are remaining, and then we'll decide on a course of action of either BCG or chemotherapy. It will be one of the two, I would imagine. Nancy, that was a lovely shower for Jodie. So for those of you who saw the vlog that went up this morning, Lisa and Lynn and Diane all organised the most fantastic baby shower for Jodie that we had at the farmhouse on Sunday, and she was absolutely glowing. I think she popped in yesterday, but she wasn't feeling great. You know, she's so close to her due date now. So I think Lisa's gone over to spend the day with her today. And of course, we'll let you know as soon as there's any news from her. Jamie, maybe ribbon cutting again. Yeah, we've got to do some ribbon cutting actually for Nancy's gate. We need to get Nancy here. That's a different Nancy to you. Sorry, Nancy Rudy. What's that, Katie? I missed that, Katie. Sorry, I'm missing comments here. Yeah, you could tell how touched she was, and bless her, I think she was a little bit overwhelmed at times, but really nice that Phil popped in and popped back later. They are such a lovely couple, and if you've not been over to her channel, I know she's not able to share a lot at the moment, but you can head over to Jodie's journal. Lindsay, it might take 2 to cut that ribbon. That's a very good point. Maybe we don't need to wait till May, Jamie. Yeah, when things don't work out, it's for a reason, I agree. Ruth, can Bessie use scissors? Well, we could try. Hello, Tech Code. Let me just have a scroll through. I'm really sorry, I am missing a lot of the comments, so apologies. I'm going to scroll to the bottom and work my way back. Oh, Tech Code. Oh no, that's not good. Your dog's had dead puppies. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. That's horrible. I've been through that. My mum used to breed a lot of dogs, and in fact, one of her last ones, Esha, she had a couple of dead puppies, and it's so sad, so sad. Well, give her lots of hugs from all of us. Hello, Susan. You're over in San Diego. It's lovely that you've managed to join us. Katie, I know, yeah, but Jodie was always going to be active through her pregnancy. You know, she's one of life's doers. The only reason I stopped during my pregnancy during the last 2 weeks was because they made me go into hospital, and I had to sit in bed for 2 weeks, which was horrible. That's only because baby was wedged sideways. But yeah, no, Jodie, yeah, she's a farming girl. She's fit, she's healthy, she's going to keep going. And she'll be out and going again once little one arrives, I have no doubt. But it's nice that she's still able to, you know, pop over as and when she can. And we just leave it open every week. She can do whatever she feels comfortable doing. Anyway, look, we're almost back at the farm. Tech Code, this is Doutzen, who's taken us on a nice little mooch around the lanes, which I hope you've all thoroughly enjoyed. I've certainly enjoyed it. Hi, Sally. It is a nice name. It's a traditional Dutch name. I don't know that it's a traditional Friesian name. I'm not quite sure. Sally, you can always watch it on Catch Up. Jamie, you're off to repack. Well, I hope all goes well with your flight tomorrow. It's been absolutely wonderful having you over here. And the fact that you got to spend time with Lindsay and Bessie as well. Katie, how far is their farm from ours? It takes about 40 minutes, so it's a fair old trek. But Jodie doesn't hang about when she's driving. Inika, Nemo's waiting for a half hour to go outside. He says now it's time, so bye. Well, bye to you, Inika. Thank you for joining. Say bye to Nemo. Give him a hug from us. Elliot, please don't apologise for being late. It's just lovely you could join us now. We'll look over at that glorious view that you see so often on our vlogs. And we'll go and say hello to Hoytsy and Jubbers. Hoytsy, do you want to have a little flirt with Doutzen? Have a little squeal? Oh, there's always a squeal. If it's not from Doutzen, it's from you, Hoytzer. Oh, Hoytsy, it's a girly. What have you been rolling in? You've been rolling in your bed. You handsome boy. There's little Jubbers in the background. Anyway, let's head back up to the yard. It is your main man, Peg. There's Michael's Manitou and the Shippen that he's working on some horrible drainage problems that we've had with the sewage out of the main house over the last couple of days. So I had to leave the Shippen for a while to get that done. So I think he and Tamara have not had the most pleasant time the last couple of days. Nancy Hoytzer is doing really well in that area, and the track, I walked up with him this morning, and you know, it just for him to be on a level surface but on a hill helps him maintain some fitness and stops him from getting really uncomfortable with his arthritis. Thanks, Molly. Oh, those two are still settled. Shall we go up and see Annie and Nero? Oh, it's definitely better that Michael deals with it now. Let's go and see these two. Kim, we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday as well. So Kim is coming to visit us. I'm afraid you're stuck with me for a Meet the Horses tour. So you'll just have to tell me to stop talking because I always overrun. And then you're heading into the Friendship Barn. Susan, sadly the vacation didn't help Michael with his back issues. It's not a great deal better. So he's had acupuncture and a massage, I believe. But yes, I think that he needs a bit of PEMF as well. But on that, I mentioned in the weekly update that one of our wonderful sponsors who prefers to remain anonymous has very generously offered to get us our own PEMF system. Have contacted Hofmag. Unfortunately, their UK rep is away till the middle of October, but I'm hoping somebody from their organisation will be able to get things moving a little quicker. Katie, I always talk too much, always. Thank you very much. That's nice that you say I've got interesting stuff to say. Kim, you'll love it and you won't want to leave. Nobody wants to leave here. Look, Anne doesn't want to leave here. That's why she's shut herself in Bessie's barn. Oh, you having a bit of Wren time? Oh,
Yeah.
is she having a nice... You and Wren, have you got your microphone on? No. So we can't hear Anne, we just have to lip read whatever she's saying. But it might be quite rude knowing her. It's always a giggle. Where was it? I don't know where I went. Ask Doutzen. She'll remember. I was busy looking at the screen.
Where did you go down?
Where did you go down? I went and looked at really scary roadworks. Somebody had written 30 on the road in bright white, which was very frightening. And there was a scary man with a digger down the road that was also quite frightening. And then Mother made me go round Cartmore Village.
And did you see the new toilet in the area where...
We did, yeah, we did. We went and saw the Portaloo. I've not looked in the Portaloo because I'm scared to. Because it's, yes, no, I'm not going to be using the Portaloo. Katie says hi, as does Peg, as does Elliot. Jay says, defo want an episode with Michael and Hofmag. Shall we film that live? we've got to get the system here first. Just down the road of dread. Is that what you did, Dow? Anyway, I should probably hop off, shouldn't I? Yeah. Oh. Oh, we've got Tony on here. Be okay, Anne won't have to be in there. You won't have to go in the Portaloo. I think we should make Anne go and test it. Yeah. Definitely.
Has it got any potpourri in?
If you didn't hear that, Tony, you need to put some potpourri in there. Potpourri. No, it's very old-fashioned. You're showing your age, but we should all get that. We're all of that generation, aren't we?
A diffuser then?
A diffuser, a nice
diffuser.
Rituals diffuser.
Oh, yes.
Rituals, they're the best.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we need.
yeah. There we go. Say thank you to Doutzen for taking you out for that lovely hack. You're still doing your giraffe thing. Don't do your giraffe thing. Shall I just take you out in a head collar next time? Yeah? You'll still do your giraffe thing, even if you don't have a bit in your mouth. Pot poo, you see? Jay said pot poo, not potpourri. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, I bet it doesn't smell very nice in there.
No.
No, even though it's probably clean and fresh, it won't smell nice. Molly, can I be really rude and ask you to sort Doutzen out for me?
That's what I was here to do.
Thank you so much. I feel very spoilt. So Doutzen got ready for me. I literally.
Ask you,
Oh.
is he done with the boys' turnout?
I don't know. Tony, if you're still on here, are you done with the boys' turnout?
Was he on there?
He was on here
That's
just
funny.
now. So clearly taking a little break from doing digger work.
Well, seeing what
Oh,
you
yes, he's finished.
All done.
He's all done,
Fantastic.
so the boys
Thank
can go back
you.
down there. Molly says thank you.
Fantastic.
Tony need to know.
We don't want a video.
No, we don't.
Do smelly vision.
Oh no, no, it's bad enough. Even if we went over to Michael now, there'd be smelly vision, wouldn't there? That's so cruel, isn't it? I saw some of the pictures. It wasn't nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, who's getting more benefit from the infrared solarium, you or Ren? Ren, what do you think? Are you enjoying your time in there?
She is enjoying it. This is the second lot.
This is good because Ren's doing this and it's warming up her muscles, making her nice and relaxed before we go and do a little bit of groundwork in the arena, because what we're doing is trying to re-strengthen her tummy muscles and her back muscles.
I could do with a bit of re-strengthening of
Would you
little
like me to
muscles.
do some groundwork with you as well? Well, yeah.
Oh, thoughts.
Oh no. Go to Pilates or something.
Pilates.
Pilates
Yes.
or yoga.
Yeah, I can't do either of those.
Can you not? You could try.
Have.
Well, try it. Yeah, Ren, are you getting impatient? Do you want me to stop talking now? Because I'm waffling again. Right, I'm going to go round the corner, go and get out of my hat and my boots and come back and get you, and we'll do a little bit of groundwork. My next vlog, if I get round to editing the hugely long video I did of Ren doing a bit of groundwork, might have a little bit of her doing groundwork and a bit of Doutzen. So yeah, if I can get round to editing that tonight or tomorrow or in the next lifetime, then you get to see that. Otherwise, maybe we should do a live groundwork session at some point.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Because we could do it how you do it with Mel.
We could actually, yeah, right, okay, let's make a plan. You need to come with me over to Mel's and we'll do a live and we'll give her a microphone and me a microphone. We need a third microphone for you, don't we? We can't do 3 microphones. No, but we'll work out some.
Yeah.
We will. That would be hilarious, Anne doing groundwork. It really would. It really would. Katie, you're very welcome for the live. I am going to end it now. Thank you to everybody who's joined. It's been really lovely. It's been a nice switch off for me. I hope a nice switch off for all of you. And we will see you again on Saturday morning for live feeding and again next Wednesday. And probably somewhere in between as well.
Yay.
So bye from me,
Bye.
bye from Anne, and bye from Auntie Ren. I can't end it now. Look, you see, you're all staying. It's my gloves. My gloves don't work.